And I think that's pretty much where our main focus is going to be. We do got, heavy hitters for manga too. So this Sunday has been a fucking Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, I got my Mike Sunday merch on. Shout out to Mike Sunday. And yeah, we'll go ahead and cue the intro and crack a cold one.
Welcome to the Monch Hours Podcast, where we consume manga and anime with pleasure. Crack a cold one and enjoy the show.
I hope we can finally fight without any distractions now.
How do you know the Muju style?
Fate is a fascinating thing. The Mushu style would be something that I alone am the master of. There's no escaping that it's your destiny to die by my hand.
Since it is destined, I'd like to see what the hand of God is all about.
Gladly. I've been sitting idle now for far longer than I would have liked.
I'm not going there to die. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive. I have to do it, Faye.
It's all a dream.
Yeah. Just a dream.
One, hello and welcome back. If you just saw me right now, my mind was blown because 90 the fuck, we're already through the first month of 2021. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, dude, time's flying. At least 2021, there's a little glimmer of hope. The media's not just trying to make you feel down and depressed 24/7 now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but at least there's like a slight uptick towards a positive. What that positive is, I don't know yet, because the increase in this scale has not shown where we're going, but at least I feel a little hopeful.
That's good. I think so too. I think 2021 is going to be the saving grace of the 20s. So, but yeah, Anyways, I'm still kind of, my mind's just rocked from this Attack on Titan episode, dude. And then now him with the January bomb.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the routine, dude. What are you drinking? I need some regularity right now. What are you drinking this week, dude?
Dude, I'm sipping on the same as last week, the hazy big swell.
Okay.
Yeah. Got a lot of it to drink, so I gotta get the pound in them.
Yeah, hey man, all to you. And we were just talking now, just like it's kind of early on a Sunday to start drinking, but yeah, after that episode, I no shame. I got myself a Cocoa Man from Leisha's Brewing here in Ventura County, specializing in being everything and all organic.
Is that a porter?
6.7. Nah, it's more of a hazy.
What's it called?
On that
Cocoa
kind of
Man?
side. Cocoa Man.
Oh.
Cocoa Man. 6.3. Count on 122. Environmentally minded. Lisa's Brewing.
I don't know, that name just instantly had me go to porter or stout. Cocoa Man.
Certified organic. You already know I'm the man. That's kind of manic.
All right. Freestyle Sunday over here.
Freestyle on the Sunday.
Want me to drop a beatbox for you?
Yeah, go.
Let's get it, bro. No, I'm not even gonna do it. I was about to. You almost had me.
I thought I reeled you in there for a second. I was ready.
I was taking a breath. I was about to.
I know you were. I was ready for that drop. I was about to get Aesop Rock and fucking Brother Ali up in here. But okay. Rhyme sayers, yeah. Let's get into the topic of discussion. I think we're gonna start with just the AOT anime because that's what's fresh on our mind.
Ooh.
So,
shit.
Fuck, man.
That's too much.
Where do we start? It's kind of,
Dude, this episode.
It's kind of.
I want to point out, like, this one, it at least like the playing field kind of got evened. we in the last episode we saw, the scouts came in and they like just caught him completely off guard and had everyone just on their heels. But now at least like this episode, it gives, they're fighting back. The Marlians, Eldians, they're pushing back and they're being effective. You see the cart Titans swing in, and I think that's the first time we've seen any of the scouts die, is when they just start dumping with that machine gun. And I was like, oh shit, this isn't just gonna be it's not gonna roll over them. So it was a lot, like you said, like it hit me, like everything, not just, I was feeling bad for the Marlians, like in the last episode, but like now, I don't know, I'm like feeling bad for everyone. I'm conflicted, so conflicted, bro.
I think this might be, I mean, there's probably other series that I can't think of at the moment that I've seen, maybe like Iron Blood Orphans, but this right now is like, I think this feeling that we're feeling is kind of like just, there's like that saying that there are no true winners in war. It's just like the horrid imagery and watching just like senseless destruction and killing and murdering taking place on the battlefield. You just can't help but to feel just like, stop, it's fucking crazy. I mean, we understand like the Marlians are pieces of shit, but at the same time, it's still super fucking hard and god damn, dude. Like, I guess I would describe it like, if you guys have seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and when like what's her face? I think it's Envy is like being burned alive by Colonel Mustang. And like, they're fucking pieces of shit and Colonel Mustang's in the right, but you still can't help but to just like the human side of you kind of like wince and kind of like, oh, come on, like that's the same feeling I got when like Piek was just fucking getting onslaughted. Yeah. Like she's like scrambling away and just like, it's so crazy because like the moment like Sasha fucking snipes that dude in the skull and you get that like second peek into his caravan or spot, you can see like the photos on the inside of like the Piek regiment, I'll call it, the cart crew. Yeah. And it's just like, holy shit. And you can tell like they're a brotherhood and like there's a reason they all care for Piek as much as they do. And then Piek kind of resonates that back when like they're getting cooked from the inside. And it's almost like reminiscent of, the horrors of war with like the flamethrowers and like why in the trenches, like you watch these old movies and I'm a fan of like war movies in that sense of like, it's a moment in history not to be excited about, but to learn from. Like this is like the cruelty of mankind is like, and I think this is what the feeling I was getting, especially from that PX scene. Just like that's what it was like being reminiscent of for me, and then it just like echoed and personified even more when Aaron. Oh god, dude! When Aaron used the Jaw Titan to break the War Hammer's Titan's like crystallized embryo, that was just it's a lot, man. Like my mind's still racing from this episode.
Yeah, it is a lot. And I want to like touch on that scene where you talked about the guy gets shot in the head and you see those pictures and it like we didn't get much like screen time with them besides there was the one scene where like they all just show like their extreme adoration for Piek as like their leader. And you see that, and that's basically all we had. But like, I just had like a sinking feeling when I saw that. Just with the little visual cues, like I said, the pictures, it like humanizes them. And then you see the friends where they're like in shock. They're like, no, like they can't like really believe that like their friend just died. So they're like calling out to him, and it's just like a quick, this humanizing aspect. And like I said, it in war. Like, it is just, there's humans, it's two armies clashing, but at the same time, at the base level, it's man versus man, and most of the time, like, it's the ones who pay the price for the choices of the leaders are people who probably wouldn't make the same choices if they were put in the position of power, but they have to follow their commander.
Right.
And so it's a situation that's like that. And usually, you're fighting for, it seems like not as much for yourself, but for your people, for what you think you're protecting. And you see this, like the Eldians in that group, they aren't really fans of the Marlians. Like, they're treated like shit, but they're still fighting back because they have their friends at their side that they want to keep safe still, and they're being attacked. It's just like the people, the scouts inside the wall, why they're fighting back,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just.
I think you hit a nail. I think you just really hit it on the button there, and like the perfect example is like the destruction and the aftermath of like the Armin bomb when he went off in the Colossal Titan, and you can see in his eyes, like, is this like, he talks himself, is this the horrible imagery that you would see? And he like calls out to Bertolt, and like you can tell. I mean, Armin's my boy. He's my favorite character in the whole AOT series, and it's just like seeing that progression in him right there, like knowing, like you can tell it's not something he would have done, but it's a little too late. They're in this, and he's following Eren Yeager, of course, and fuck, man, it was insane.
Yeah, there's so many just insane like things that happen. So much happened in this episode. I mean, you see Levi just laying in the cut, kind of hiding. And you see the Beast Titan. It's like really like, I don't know, hit me like just the gravity of war and what they're facing. Levi's just sitting there. He looks at his stopwatch. He waits for Armin, which I'm assuming they had a time plan for when he was gonna transform, and then he just, in that confusion, he swoops in and kills the Beast Titan, which was such a like devastating force before,
Yeah.
And just that's how it just shows like how the tides of war can change so fast. Yeah. And this whole episode is just basically showing that, both sides are getting like hit hard, but it's just like the tides of war shifting.
Yeah, there's no second to remorse or collect yourself. One wrong move, which is like the Jaw Titan. I mean, yeah, damn, man. Like, if we think about that too, like the Beast Titan, literally just got down in one blow, and then Levi's there and right in front of Gabby and Falco and Commander Magath, and he just throws a grenade down. And it's like they get no breathing room. They're just constantly being beaten.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like, we're watching it in these like weekly chunks, but if you try to like put yourself, if this was a real life situation, like Gabby said, she's seen how many people that she's cared about die in a matter of, it's probably been
minutes.
Like minutes, yeah.
30-minute, I'm assuming no more than 30 minutes.
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things.
It's just like, you can see it's just breaking her. It's like she's just about to unleash this rage. She is, she's just charging into just to the madness, and the general's like, no, you have to go. Like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta get to safety. And
I think it did break her too. Like, this is the first time we've always seen Gabby be headstrong, but I think this is the first time she's ever, I mean, it's a battle of titans, but like, she's calling for Reiner, like shrieking for Reiner, and the Falco joins in too. It's like a last ditch effort, like clearly, like, damn.
Yeah. There's some, I don't know. I started this episode. I started to like that general. His name General, you say McGrath or something?
Yeah, some McGrath.
Yeah, dude. Like,
McGraw.
I thought he was this piece of shit in like the past episodes, but now I'm like seeing him when shit's going down. Like, he probably during the peaceful times, he's trying to upload what he's taught as like the Marleyan ideal. But once it's just madness, like he's like actually caring about these kids. Like, he's like, you got to get out of here. What do you like, go?
Right.
And it just shows like he's maybe, when it all like push comes to shove, he's not as bad as he may put on. He might not be the monster which he says that they are. or that he is when he was talking.
I think he just understands like that. I think a military man of his position and stature, I think he like it's kind of the same sentiment that I mentioned earlier of like, you know, there's no like the moral and high roads and all that kind of get blurred between, you know, war, and at that point it's like whoever's from your homeland, like you're one another, like you're sharing the bonds. It's kind of like in you know, like it'd be like World War II, you know, when like you had like the French and the Italians and the Americans and the UK all coming together, and like there's no, you know, it's just like it's all one. You put aside your differences and like you're just one. At that time, you're one kind of faction.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm just watching. I'm hooked on the Peaky Blinders series again, and I'm on season 4, and they're just talking about how like, you know, squabbles from their like local area, like rival gangs, like in the war didn't mean shit. Like they knew, they trusted each other, hold each other's back, and I think that's kind of like the sentiment that's being here.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Commander McGrath is kind of, you know, personifying in his actions.
True. Man, so much, dude. It's kind of hard.
It's crazy.
It was, I mean, not hard to watch because it's fictional, but just when you've watched these characters for how many years now, and we're seeing Aaron at this point where you look at his eyes, he's like the dead behind his eyes. There's like, he just is focused on just destroying his set enemy, and he'll do it at any cost, with whatever brutality he has to.
Fuck, man. 2013. 7 fucking years.
Man, when he was just ripping the Jaw Titan's like limbs off, I was like,
Ugh.
dude.
That was so crazy. And you know, it's I think you're bringing a good mention again. It's like how many we started this journey, and like I remember just watching it on Netflix, you know, and then here I am, and now it's like I can't watch it on Netflix. Of course, you have to watch it week by week on Crunchyroll, but damn, man, yeah, just there's no emotion in Aaron's actions. It's just for the betterment of, you know, his ideals.
Yeah.
You know, he wasted no time understanding that the power of the Jaw Titan was the only thing that could crack the shield of the Warhammer, and you can see like in Mikasa's eyes when she's watching him too, she's kind of like broken in her sense, like that's not the man, you know, she loves, quotation. Yeah. Like it's not the Aaron she knows. Whew. And like, damn, man, the imagery is so powerful. It's like just using another Titan to break that Titan and like drinking the blood from that is just crazy.
I know.
Yeah, like I was literally in fucking shock, man.
When there was the scene where he's just crushing the crystallis, like with the Jaw Titan's mouth, and you just see him like from the bottom angle, or the angle's coming down, looking down, and he's just mouth open. He looks like a shark, like he's just a predator at that point.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy, and I think I don't understand where the hate for the CGI is coming from. I mean, well, I've thought we've come past the point of like, oh, CGI, blah blah blah, like bullshit. It's like, dude, it's like shut the fuck up. First of all, like the CGI doesn't even look bad; it looks good in my opinion.
Yeah, it hasn't been jarring.
And it's not like jarring. Yeah, I think when you have to think of CGI, you have to think of it as like, did it take you out of the immersion? And no, 100%, you were stuck in this episode from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, I don't think I looked away once. Like usually I might look at my phone if it like notification, but dude, I just ignored everything. It was like, what is happening in this world right now?
It's so crazy. And then I did not expect the fucking Zeppelin to roll in like that. I didn't expect there to be a Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Commander curious. Hanj, baby, let's go.
I'm curious. So, obviously, like, pick up just through context that there had been like a disconnect between Aaron and the Scouts for a while. I wonder if like they're kind of reacting to like Aaron making this move, and they're like, well, now we have to move. Like, or was this all like a machination? Like, did Aaron say this is gonna happen, or is it kind of like their two plans are like melding at once?
I think it was like, I think it would be like, this is, Aaron said in a letter, this is where I'm at, this is what I plan to do.
And then they built their plan around that?
And they built their plan around that, you know, based on Hange and Armin.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely, yeah. And then you can, that's why, you know, you had that scene of like Armin kind of just like, I don't know, maybe this is like Commander Irwin's strength in me, and like knowing what to do, like knowing you have to push forward in this, because yeah, even though it's not something you wanted to do, if you lose Aaron and if you lose like the rest of the scouts right there,
it's over.
There is no future, right? That's
Yeah.
what they just mentioned.
Yeah, they did. That was cool too. Just the fact that, you know, in the last season he basically had to take over for Irwin, and then we get this time jump, and he's, you know, accepted it, and he's living up to those expectations. He's not like cracking under the pressure.
Right.
Become the Irwin we needed.
Irwin, yeah. Oh man. There's still like a lot to digest too.
I know.
I'm just in kind of in shock still from this. And the repercussions, like what is going to happen here? I understand that. I mean, dude, let's talk about Reiner. It's like a new form. I've never seen this kind of armor on Reiner before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he's fully armored now. Like, you know, like he has his whole face and like some spikes on his shoulders. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Like, so it seems like, you know, you see Aaron, he's able to, you know, transform multiple times now. I'm guessing just as you age with these Titan abilities, you're able to, you know, master them and become more efficient at using them. I mean, even with the jaw, they mentioned like Amir, like her jaw wasn't as powerful as
Galliard's.
Yeah, it wasn't as powerful as his. So I'm just assuming the more experience you have with it, the more efficient your abilities become. So maybe he's able to like fully armor up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Manifest his emotions and the covenanted square off the rivalry that is, you know.
Yep.
Time is tales old as time. The attack Titan versus the armor Titan. Now it's the attack, the founder, and the Warhammer all in one.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, it's still like I understand like Reiner's back, but Cart's down, Beast's down, Jaw's down, Warhammer's down.
Yeah, it's just mano-y-mano.
I think it's going to be something just like they're still going to roll through their escape plan and dip out, because I'm assuming they're still going to have Galliard. They're going to walk away with the Warhammer, which was the main objective.
Yeah.
Because if anything, the Warhammer would be like the only thing that could take on Aaron.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but now I'm assuming Warhammer is also the only thing that could break that type of crystallization. So we're probably going to see some type of
manifestation of
Annie, the return of Annie, pretty soon, the female Titan.
Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't be any reason why she'd just be in a crystal forever, right?
Well, I mean, she would. I mean, she's still over there in Paradise. Like, obviously, she's alone, so there's no other reason for her to come out.
Yeah.
But now, like, yeah, if she knows that, I mean, I'm assuming Aaron's gonna kind of crack it, and then she's like, "Oh shit, I guess I should get out," and then we'll see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Because Annie's a wild card in my opinion. I'm not. I think she's the type of person that her ideology and goals is like her survival comes first.
Yeah.
Versus like anything else, she doesn't really care. That's just my opinion on her. So, and then we do have like, what's Historia doing? She's over there too still.
There's a lot.
Going on?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm ready to go back to Paradise, man. I'm ready to see what's going on. There's a lot of shit that's happened. I want to see the other side of the world.
Yeah. I just want to see some spin-off series. Oh, we'll probably get that, don't you think? There won't just be the end of a moneymaker like Attack on Titan without something else coming out.
I mean,
maybe that's just me.
we had a time skip.
Maybe that's just me being hopeful.
Yeah. Some good news at the end of this bleak episode. And then, this one thing I always praise Attack on Titan for is their like opening and ending, song choices never really matured to like a critical moment in the anime. And now it's just like, when that ending credit song comes on, they can't help just like the melancholy, feeling come on. It's like that there is what it was. Like a fine wine. Like you waiting for that moment. Now it's reached its peak like maturity, and there it is. Like you just
Yeah, hit him with the chef's kiss with that one.
Mwah.
But
I'm sure we're gonna come up with some more stuff as we digest this episode.
Yeah, I'm sure like maybe tomorrow, like halfway through the day, I'm be like, dude, I just thought about this. And
yeah,
then,
me too.
like, we need to go back, record again. Let's do it. Run it
Tweet
back.
it, bro. Tweet it. We got a man. Our man Aeroblast is back. Is came back on the Twitter scene just to chat with us. So
Yeah, boy.
yeah. Oh, he a shout out to him because I was talking with him and he's like, yeah, Attack on Titan's like a Super Bowl of anime every week, and I was like, yes, it is. Every week we wait on that.
Yep.
It's
Seriously,
so
it is.
crazy.
The Super Bowl.
It's just so crazy. Yeah. The powerhouse that it is.
Yep.
And I remember, like, of course, when it first came out, it's like, yeah, it's just really good. And I remember, like, it just started picking up steam, and you didn't want to jump on the hype just because, like, hypes kind of aren't truthful in that way, but damn, was Attack on Titan something else. And I remember, like, I worked at Costco at the time. And I saw, like, this high school kid, not elementary, maybe middle school. But he came in, he was, like, in the food court line, and he was wearing a scout cape.
Nice.
And I was like, damn, man. I had to show him some appreciation. I was like, that's so sick. And
Yeah.
that was like the moment I was like, shit, man, this is something. I still have my Attack on Titan cup. I have a cup. I was like from Hot Topic, the one at the mall in Prescott.
Yeah.
Like I think like season 1's got like Levi and Aaron. Like Aaron's in his like little fuckboy phase where he's still like, the old Aaron, the Aaron
Aaron,
like yeah, the glimmer in his eyes.
Yep, no skills, just all heart.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, I think we should probably move on. We went in pretty hard on this one. Okay, never mind. All right.
I don't want to.
run
Yeah,
the-
we have to. Yeah, we have to. 30-minute mark here. We got a lot to talk about in the manga as well. So, yeah, if you reach out to us, comment on YouTube, hit us up on our socials. We love talking about this, and I think we need to also. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Fuck it, whatever. I'm not good with words. You already know that. Ha ha ha. Old joke.
fun.
Anyways, manga. So the manga was actually pretty fucking heavy this week too. There's no let up.
Wait, we're
They're
not
just giving us
about
the one.
Jujutsu Kaisen anime?
Oh, damn it!
Yeah. What are you doing, bro? Just because
I told
Attack
you,
on
man.
Titan's back doesn't mean we gotta just skip over the. Oh, what would you say last week?
Cemented as one of the best of the 2020s.
Yeah, the boldest hot take I've ever heard. I mean, jeez. One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. Those are gonna be good ones too. I hear. Give it a while, Phil.
Bro, show your trap, man.
Dude, I'm not over poking you for that one.
Go ahead. I don't care. Poke at me all you want.
Dude, I gotta light that fire under you again.
But yeah, okay. Jujutsu Kaisen. This is gonna be the anime.
Yeah.
Latest episode. So if you haven't seen it yet, watch it now. This is your spoiler warning. This is probably a moment that me and Jordan were really eager and waiting on, which was for me, I think I got to keep some comments to myself till we start talking about the manga. But
I know
this
you're
is like
going too. I know where you're
yeah,
going.
you already know.
I know.
You already know. But this is what the climactic Todo and Yuji brawn versus brawn face off, and the single most important question in all of the Jujutsu Kaisen universe.
Brother
Which
versus
is-
brother. What
which
it?
is
I don't know. What is it?
what type of girls are you into?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence, obviously.
Tall girls with a nice ass.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that answer, dude,
I know. That changed everything.
that would change so much. So much.
Yeah, that whole fight scene was just beautifully done. And it basically,
Yeah.
it like represented what I saw in my head as they were fighting. Just how it played out, you know. Toto's like weird nuances, how he starts calling him like his best friend. Yuji's like, we just met, but okay. And then, but he like goes with like the questions, like he asks what kind of girls he likes, and Yuji just like, you see like his face changes, and then he answers it. He doesn't like steer away from it, and you see Toto like that's the answer he was. An answer he was
Looking
hoping
for.
for. And then also he tosses out like something about the idol he loves, and
Tanaka,
yeah.
Tanaka-san or something like that.
yeah, and Yuji's like, it's like who's that? I don't even care about idols. And then Toto just low key hits him. Is like, well, if you didn't care, how would you know she's an idol? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's just like, yeah, and I love to see it because this is really the start for you guys. This is the start of their best friend, or I guess I shouldn't say the start, as Toto says they've been best friends for forever from that moment, and it's just like it's kind of like refreshing in that aspect of like what we read in the manga, now we see here in the anime. It is like just a flash of a change of heart within Todo, and kind of finding that that kindred soul. I think it would be like someone just like him in this world. And now we're starting to see, as this episode prolongs, like we see Todo kind of take him under his wing a bit in terms of like, you know, talking about his divergent fist, and like, I'm just excited, man. This is what I've been waiting for. This has been so good. The animation's been phenomenal. I mean, the Todo, the Yuji scene, of course, take it away for, you know, for most of the episode, but we still got that awesome kind of battle between the rest of the students and, what's his name? Fugishiro with, right? It's Fugishiro? I'm having a brain fart.
the dude with
The,
the ponytail,
black-haired.
like the bangs that are wrapped.
The one that can, that's Combo Noshi, Nashi something, Nashi Toro. The one, you know, Yuji's friend, Yuji and Kugasaki's friend, the one who can
Megami?
summon the familiars. Megami, thank you, Megami. You know, he's doing his thing. We got freaking Maki doing her thing, taking on that shadow style samurai who had a really good moment too, where I just love like the honesty in these characters, and like you especially see it with Yuji, where it's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to make me dumber than I am? And then this girl with the, you know, the bangs and the blue hair and the samurai sword, like Maki asks her what she's in this for. She goes, you know, without missing a beat, I'm poor.
Yeah,
It's just like, I love that. And that kind of reminds me of like Kobeni from Chainsaw Man. It's like, what are you doing this for? Like, not some righteous cause or some like moral compass. It's like, I'm poor. This is what I got. And I love that. You know, makes you relate to these characters a lot more.
I mean, even like Nanami, where he's just talking about he was a salary man and he was just trying to make money so he could retire, but like it wasn't what he was called to do. Like it's not like everyone's out there in this world just to be the strongest, and like, you know, most shonen, that's the trope. Everyone wants to be the best, the very strongest, the king of the hill, you could say, but not here. No, some of them are just like, they just want to be the working class, like just doing enough to provide like
Get by.
provide like themselves a a happy life. They don't want to be the mega rich. It's basically like you said. It makes it relatable because not all of us are out there trying to be the Jeff Bezos of the world. Like some of us just want to be, enjoy our lives and experiences and just have enough to get by.
Yeah, and it's very. I can't think I talk about this every episode, but like, I'm just loving how the characters are kind of like in tune with themselves. How I imagined them when I read it in the manga, like Mekimaru, as strange as it is to say, like sounds like what I would imagine him to sound like. I didn't have like an exact sound in my head, but I'm like, yeah, that fits. Obviously, yeah, that totally works for him. Like all the characters feel that way.
Yeah.
So shout out to the voice actors too, because like even Toto, like you can feel like there's only like one way Toto could sound, but still like it could mess it up. And like Toto sounds perfect, Gojo sounds perfect. Just like they just feel like it's just such a good from like every aspect, man, every aspect. I can't give enough praise to Mappa and the direction they take in this.
Even like Panda,
yeah.
Panda's on point, dude. Like I want to touch on that scene where they him and
Nobara,
what's her name,
Kugasaki,
yeah, where they catch up to the witch girl. Can't remember her name, Nishi something, but they catch up to her and she's like up in a tree and they're just both of there in sequence, like saying like deadpan, like creepy look on their face, like come down and play or something along those lines.
Yeah, something just creepy, kind of just like. It's just like, but it's totally in line with them. It's really, man.
Fits the character.
It's so
perfect.
good.
It is.
I was gonna say, and it's a treat, and it's something I think it stands to the greatness that is Jujutsu Kaisen. That even though we have the powerhouse of Attack on Titan, which was arguably the best thing coming out this year, and the highlight of end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, Jujutsu Kaisen still retains its like momentum as like people start talking about it, and like I'm just strictly judging this in like a kind of what I see on like socials type idea, and that's just like ranking on like, okay, usually like if some powerhouse series comes out, like all the profile pictures are gonna be like all Attack on Titan, right? Like Eren, Sasha, whatever. But it's like I still see Gojo, I still see Yuji and Kugasaki and all of them, like, and people still talking about it, which is I think says a lot. It could have been easily overshadowed by Attack on Titan, as a lot of things are. Yeah. But it's still maintaining its momentum and gaining.
That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, your hot take, bro. I'm gonna come back to it. This is going to be one of the best of the 2020s. I get that from a reliable source, so you guys better watch out.
Sounds like a really smart guy.
I don't know about that. His grammar is a bit suspect, but I mean everything else, like he's pretty on point with. So,
yes, sir. Sounds like an all right. It sounds like an all right guy to me.
Oh yeah, he's not bad.
At least you don't have to worry about him being a grammar Nazi. He rolls with it.
Yeah, true. Make it
a lot worse.
He's the opposite.
Yeah. On the opposite, you want to make up a word? I'll support you 100% of the way. I'm not even gonna doubt that word.
Quantification.
What the hell was that? Amalgamation, baby.
Oh my, dude, Webster's gonna put that in there to definitions now.
I have to have my glasses on. I was gonna do the freaking glasses anime trope where it's like, that's my special move. And they're like, what? They say the right word, and I say, that's where you're wrong. It's actually amalgamation.
Then you catch a glint of light.
Yeah. I have the ability to change the laws of words and physics.
But, yep. That's all I got for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, pretty much I think so was just the highlight of Yuji and Toto and what's to come, which is even more hype. So you guys in for a treat. And yeah, that's so much I can say to that aspect. So we'll jump into the rest of the anime we watched this week, which I think is going to be Dr. Stone and Wave. So Dr. Stone, did you watch this one?
I did, bro.
Senku?
Of course.
Sweet.
It's Stone Wars, bro. Come on.
Stone the Wars.
You're gonna ask me if I watched
Awesome.
You didn't watch it last week. You don't have any place to question it.
What are you talking about, bro? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
watched it. No, for sure you did.
Now, I caught up on both the episodes this week, and I'm super glad that I did because, man, I was waiting on that taiju, and that's we're at the end of the episode. I'm already jumping ahead, but that was like I think one of the moments I was waiting on the most.
That was emotional, even though it was packed right at the end, like the last few seconds. You just see it pan up to his face, and he's like, tears are streaming down his face, and him just yelling out to his friend because they're in Stone Age world now. Like they can't just reach out and talk, and they've been separated for like a year now, and it shows just like the friendship that they have, and they miss each other. I think Senku even mentions like it's like I should be crying. It's like I just miss them so much, or something along those lines. And it just shows like the respect and love he has for his two friends and Tsukasa's army, the moles.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just hearing him say Senku, and then Yuzihara crying in the background too, really emotional. And just the whole episode, I think, was just kind of a slow roller coaster type climb to that moment. In that we had that one, gymnastic chick, which you got a lot more fleshed out in the animation, which is awesome. Also got the return of Mecha Senku, which I was glad to see that. But even then, it's kind of like what I read in the manga and what I'm getting here too is the coming together of like this once broken up village, especially with like the guy, Magma, of all people. But he's out there with, Gen and Chrome, and it's kind of, it's nice to see it. It's nice to see it. Stone Wars is one of the hypest arcs I've read, and it's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it to come.
Touching on that's when Gen, Chrome, and Magma are together. I just like the development of this, how they're kind of all coming together behind the ideals of Senku, like creating a world that's not violent, where, Magma, he's kind of still has that mentality of just living in just this brutal world for so long that he has to destroy his enemies, and he's about to kill these statues. I guess that's a weird way.
Yeah, there's like obviously these would be enemies to him. Like
eventually they could be
survival
enemies.
of the fittest.
Yeah, so he's gonna like preventatively destroy these statues. At least he says like break their arms or their legs so they wouldn't be able to fight. And then Gen's like, no, let's not do that. He's like, even though like it sounds like a good idea, it's like just to be human, like we shouldn't do that for the most part. And it just like they're all kind of at one point they might have like went through with that, but since Senku's kind of inspiring them for a better future, a modern future, like the one that they came from, where these criminal acts aren't kind of acceptable. They're working back towards that, and they see that through all like the technology they're building. They're like, oh, it's possible to get to that point again. Yeah,
like they're putting all their hopes into this future that Senku is talking about, and also Gen as well. And it's really good to see. It's really good to get it fleshed out in anime as well. And, we can go into like the science of things and all that, but I think for the most part, this episode was kind of like a you got what you see type deal. Like there wasn't anything like any undertones or whatever. Especially that we're building up to what's going to come. Obviously, the Senku and his village, Kingdom of Science, has essentially made the first move against Tsukasa's army in implanting that cell phone.
Yeah.
Ooh, oops, my bad. Excuse me.
I like how they were using like Morse code, and he like just describes it as texting.
Oh yeah, they're texting one another.
And then like
that's a good way of putting it.
Someone, I can't remember who it was. Was it Chrome or whatever. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what your future technology is of texting.
The fuck's texting?
Yeah. But yeah, no, as you said, like, it basically, like, what we said is, like, what the episode is. It's not much more deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, good with moving on after.
Yeah, let's jump into Wave, or should I say, let's ride into Wave.
Ooh, nice transition.
How about that, though?
I'm imagining you're gonna add like just the sound of waves breaking in the background at that transition. Yeah. What did you think about it?
Well, I saw the first episode,
Uh-huh.
and then it was like time for Attack on Titan, so I didn't see this episode 2. But I thought it was pretty good. You know, interesting that they opened up the way they did with the MC Corgi. You know, it was I enjoyed it. Like they're introducing all these like playboys and philanthropists, surfers, and all that, and then you get the alarm waking up. So I'm not sure if that was like a dream or if that was like a moment in time that takes place in the future, which I'm assuming was, because he mentions, you know, Sho, which is another protagonist that we get in here in the series. But I mean, it looks promising. It's not something like I was hooked on it. You know,
Yeah.
it was funny. I'm kind of curious as to, you know, the power this showman has to just essentially swoon every living thing in the vicinity, be it guy and or female.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it looks good so far. I
Yeah.
can't complain anything about it.
So watching episode 2, in like how we discussed last week, how like we thought it was supposed to be movies. I'm pretty sure like that's not wrong, because it seems like just the pacing, it is like you could see it just being like an hour and a half, 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Just where episode 2, like how it speeds up and accelerates. So it's not as slow paced as I was thinking it was gonna be. So you kind
like a
of
haiku.
yeah, you're definitely not like a haiku. I think after the second episode, it's like months have passed since the first. So
That's what it felt like. Yeah, that's what I was getting at in this first episode that I saw. Like, we also got this like introduction, and they even like ran through that pretty quick. And I'm assuming like, yeah, we get like a time skip as well.
yeah, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm assuming it's probably, if that's the case, it's only gonna be like 6 episodes. I don't think you could draw it out longer than that if you're cutting it from a movie. Granted, I think it was multiple movies when it originally released, so who knows. But I mean, I'm really liking it. Like I said last week, it could be just the bias of enjoying surfing myself. And watching
Right.
episode 2, like they even mentioned like once you surf, like you won't ever be able to stop because it just hooks you like that. And it's true. Like I don't want to stop. Like I'll drive past like surf spots every day and just look to see if there's any waves, and when there's not, I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll go out and hope something comes through.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it resonates with me at least, and it might not for someone who doesn't surf. It might not be the same, but just like my personal experience, it really is something I'm enjoying.
Yeah. I'm waiting for I was low key expecting the announcer to be talking about you. It said, you know, standing at a 6 foot something.
Yeah.
Jordan Pastrami.
Jordan Pastrami riding his
Not Johnny Tsunami, but Jordan Pastrami.
and like on my board, it would just be the art of like a Italian deli.
Yeah. His hair is curly like some fresh angel hair pasta.
I mean, I've never seen that or heard that comparison, but all right, dude, I love angel hair. It's not my go-to pasta, but I'm a tortellini guy. Pasta
Tortellini's
cast over here.
Pasta. Wow! Mamma mia. But yeah, I think I'll probably jump on episode 2 later today just to get caught up with you. And then, what else? I think I wanted to watch Psalm of Spider, So What, but I haven't on that yet.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that too, but this week has been brutal, so
Yeah.
didn't really get to watch too much. Jump to manga though.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Got a couple
Let's
hitters coming up.
let's God, what do you want to talk about first?
Wanna jump into Jujutsu Kaisen first?
Let's punch into Jujutsu Kaisen.
Divergent Fist into it.
Divergent Fist, Black Flash. This is the manga, so get out of here, you losers. We're not reading this. You're gonna get ruined.
Yeah, don't listen at all.
Yeah. So, anyways, chapter 136 of the Jujutsu Kaisen. We got a little more fleshed out story or a motivation, not to say, of what exactly Geto is trying to do here, and the extent of his abilities in terms of maturing Mahito and then absorbing his power, which is kind of crazy considering like what is actually happening here.
So like that whole scene, I'm curious, do you think he has, just with his level of skill, he's like been able to take Mohito's power to another level? Just from like the pure aspect that he's that strong? Is that kind of what they're inferring with how he's able to remotely manipulate?
I think so. I don't think it's something, as we understood it with Mahito, it's always had to be a connection with the hand, right? That was like the one chink in that guy's power. So I think with the Geto ability and kind of how it's almost like an all for one in terms of like the skill and expertise, and I'm assuming because he's lived so long, how to kind of manipulate cursed abilities and techniques to how he sees fit in their kind of way they work. We do get that here. Like, I don't think it's something. This is definitely something only he could have achieved.
Yeah. So I think. So what I was taking from this story or this arc was, I mean, he could have obviously just absorbed Mohito at any point, but do you think he was trying to have, these battles push him that he had to level up to his perfect form? Which, was that we got like a small panel of it where, I don't know if you remembered, where he doesn't look like himself anymore. He looks more just like a cursed spirit with, can't even see his face. He kind of looks like the forest spirit.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it was him pushing him to like get that type of
power up, right?
Power up
before
like
he absorbs, and then
exactly, like have him mature into that final stage. Because I think he even mentions like he only absorbs like the extent of what the curse he absorbed went to. Like he can't like make it stronger, right?
Oh. So I wonder if that's the case, do you think Mohito at that point would have been able to do like remote transfigurations? I
think probably. He just didn't think of it,
Yeah.
I mean, what he was doing, he was quickly and like at an extreme rate was
adapting,
like surpassing the limits of what was thought about.
Yeah. Well, so if that's the case, and that's what I was thinking, this like really emphasizes like Gito's just mastermind ability. I mean, I guess he is the character inside of his body is, it's a brain, so it is like the antithesis of what a brain would be, as this being a strategist, because he touches on the fact that he planted, he made like a number of just normal people like absorb cursed objects, right? So it's
I'm not sure what this was actually. What I was kind of I don't know what exactly happened here. As I thought of it, he just essentially like those who have experienced a type of come in contact with a curse, be it cursed object or a curse itself, they had that connection that was needed to become a sorcerer, right? Even though they weren't one. And so I thought this was him like opening that seal of those people. That's what I thought. But I mean, I'm a little, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what this all entails.
Well, see, so I just took it as like there's that speech bubble where he says the people who I had ingest cursed objects like Yuji Itadori.
Right.
So like, you know, Yuji eats the Sakuna fingers and becomes what he is. I'm assuming, I mean, obviously it's probably not the same level of curse spirit that he had like these other people ingest, but they had no like underlying, you know, cursed energy, so it kind of, see, it like puts like one dude, he looks like he's in a coma. So I feel like just
do you know that is?
So I'm taking like he planted all these like people, he like created them, knowing like in the future he'd be like gaining the power to transfigure them and make them able to like handle these abilities, and then they'd become
I see.
Yeah, so he knew like this is the long game, this is just another step in his grand machination.
Yeah, that clicked for me.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you got it.
That really just like emphasizes like what he
Potential assets.
He's an Aizen, dude. We got another Aizen.
He's fucking Aizen, dude. Do you know who this Sumiki Fushiguro is?
No. His brother?
That's Megami's stepsister that was in a coma.
Oh shit, you're right.
That they mentioned when she went on to a bridge, like it was with the cursed womb arc. That was one of the victims.
Oh yeah, that's gonna create some drama.
This is gonna be freaking crazy because I saw this name and I said, that's why I was earlier when we were talking about the anime. I was like Fushiguro. I was like, I think it's Megami, right? And you're like, yeah, Megami. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, so yeah, it is fucking his sister.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be crazy. This is what I'm thinking. Like, this is total Aizen level of like, we don't know what's exactly taking place here. Like, and for the fact that he says the people who I had ingest cursed objects like Yuji Itadori. That's totally Aizen. That's totally Aizen to Ichigo saying, I had you meet Rukia and become a hollow. You know, it's fucking nuts. Like, what are we really getting at here?
Yeah.
And then, like, he's found a way to null contracts. He's like bending the rules because essentially he's not the same person as he was, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it comes into like that kind of philosophical stance of like, you know, what makes somebody, you know, is it their body, you know, the human? Is it their soul? Is it their consciousness? You know, and I think he's playing on that. You know, if you have a contract with a person, what is the essence of that person? Is it their
body?
Soul? Which, if it's the case, now that he has idle transfiguration, he can essentially alter his own soul to become not of what it once was, so that contract is no longer pertaining to said person because they don't exist. The soul's been altered.
Yeah.
Boom!
Damn. But yeah,
dropping knowledge, bro. Ty Lopez, hit me up if you want some knowledge, bro. I got you.
With this chapter, we just the ending of it just touches on how we're back into the age of curse techniques, which I'd want to see like just a zoomed out version of the world, because there's a few panels where they're talking about everything like cursed. These cursed powers are all located in Japan.
Pretty much Japan, yeah.
Yeah, there's none anywhere else, and it kind of sounds like maybe has caused some tension in the world. You know, between it highlights the
power
United
gap.
States and I think the Middle East as like two areas that don't want to sit back and like just allow it to happen. Like they want to get in on it too.
Right.
So I wonder like how, like, is it going to become like a worldwide? Is that his goal, to make it like a worldwide event? Whatever.
I think so, because ultimately he wants just he believes that the next step in human evolution is for all humans surviving are those that are sorcerers, right? At least that was the original Geto ideology, and I'm assuming that it kind of leaches into this brain, as we known in future, or sorry, in past chapters, the brain is mentioned. Oops, sorry, that's the old body talking. So I'm thinking like there's a blurring that's taking place, and like what better way would there be than to cause just like a mass war, rid most of the humans, and the people that survive are pretty much those with like gifted abilities. But what it was really interesting was that the underlying undertone, I should say, that this girl here mentions that they would pursue that to unimaginable things, which would be like experimenting, on like non-sorcerers, just to bring out that curse energy, which I thought was a really good point that I didn't really think of in terms of like the United States and the East trying to catch up to that power gap.
Yeah. Yeah, this world is really growing just with each chapter. So I just love seeing like where it goes.
They do. I want to get into like the previous chapters they had, the 0 point chapters.
Oh yeah,
like 0.1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Because that touches. I read a little bit of it, and that touches what I mentioned about Geto's, kind of like his underlying when the original Geto, his ideology was like that was pretty much like only sorcerers should live. So I wouldn't be surprised if like later down the line, because we obviously Geto, we obviously see, I don't know, maybe like the brain had a like some type of contract and like a trickery type deal. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes on, and it's just like he said, it's just expanding to insurmountable number of ways.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
Like at this fucking panel in the end here, like look at all these fucking cursed fucking things popping out of Geto.
Yeah.
The fuck, man? These Uzumaki's going off the chains right now, off the rail.
So much.
And we still have the older brothers like protecting Yuji, like shielding him, which is freaking crazy. The older cursed moon brother, the blood user.
Yeah. So
this is so nuts, man. This is so nuts.
We gotta touch on before we move on what you were talking about last week with.
Oh, the curse theory.
The inherent curse that he might have.
Yeah, heavenly restriction.
Yeah, where it could be you saying like manipulating memories, and I think that after you talked about that, and then watching this past week's episode of
Friday, I talked about that Sunday, and it came out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that solidified what you were saying.
They went really in detail with that.
Yeah,
like in the manga, we got a panel.
Uh-huh.
And in the anime, we got a whole fucking moment.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Scene, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and they really emphasized it, too. Like, Yuji was like, we just met, dude. What the hell?
Yeah. I think that's stuff that there might have been context if we were reading it more in depth that we might have picked up on.
Yeah.
But when you see it, like, visually and audibly, it really, like, you're like, oh.
Sticks.
They're like highlighting certain cues that they want you to see. So I think what you said is it's gaining a credibility. If you didn't like win the credibility last week with your great your speech you laid out, your Winston Churchill-esque just speech. You should do some speech writing, bro.
No way, dude. I'm actually talking to you about making our freaking descriptions.
But should we move on?
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Because what about we're just past like the 1.5 hour mark, and we still need to talk about My Hero.
Let's get it.
My Hero in Black Clover. Well, I'm reading Black Clover, so we're going to talk about that. But yeah, I'll jump into My Hero here. Which, did you read My Hero?
I did. It's the Aftermath now.
What the fuck?
Dude, so we were kind of thinking like at the end of the last episode where, it's the prison break-in, or not episode, but chapter, the prison assault.
Right.
For All For One, it doesn't seem, reading this chapter, that he's either didn't come with them on these other prison assaults or what, but like you mentioned, he's kind of like in the back of, what's his name?
Shigaraki.
Shigaraki, he's in him, obviously. He's talking through him. But do you think that he's just kind of like back into hiding and now he's just going to use Shigaraki's body as his main vessel for carrying out like all these deeds?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
I mean,
I'm
obviously,
done. I'm stumped with this, dude. I mean, we have like the main, obviously we understand like the main motivation here. And I think like All For One I feel like he like would understand the importance of like the heroes having even more of a defeat if he were to show himself to the world. Like, look, the one biggest fear you guys had is now escaped, and that would cast the society into more chaos. So I'm not sure what his game plan is in here, because that would make sense to kind of what he's been going for. So what exactly he's taking, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the mastermind is. I'm totally just this one. I'm along for the ride here, and Hirakoshi, whatever your name is, mangaka, man. Dude, you got me hooked. I don't know what you're planning on, but I mean, even like this panel of like, what's his name, Spiker, lizard dude.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you? You're not the guy I agreed to follow. It's just like crazy. It's kind of like that symbiote type deal that I was mentioning. Like they're just amalgamating into one.
Yeah, it's like that Spider-Man arc where Doc Ock took over his body. Peter Parker's body.
Superior Spider-Man. Now we got Superior Shigaraki.
Yeah. But there's a lot of touching moments in this chapter. I like when Bakugo wakes up and like out of everyone, it's Mineta who's like on the verge of tears, just super happy that he's alive and well. And like he even mentions like Bakugo's like back to his old self, like, just yelling and not being soft spoken with his friends, and Mineta's like, say I don't care if like that's how you are or you're like your typical ways, like I'm just happy you're awake.
Yeah.
And that just shows like the level of what they just went through was pretty devastating. They saw like people dying, like heroes that they look up to, dying and not knowing if the friends are gonna make it out. Like they got their first, I wouldn't say their first, but like this has probably been the most like traumatic of all.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have gone through this at this age.
Yeah, I mean they shouldn't have went through everything they went through, but
I think this brings to light a really good aspect that people fail to. Typical shonens. It's obviously these kids. Rise to the occasion, and they become the heroes and save the day. In regards to like the mass destruction of the world. You don't really think about that aspect of it, but my hero is doing a phenomenal job in showing just the price that there is a price to pay that comes with sacrifice. And just like the panel that it really hits me on this one is just like the single shot of like Momo, and like just like the defeat in her eyes. Like obviously they all have bags, like they haven't been sleeping well. They're worried about their friends, worried about what they saw. It's on their conscience, it's on their mind, and it's really taking a toll. These are just high school kids,
Yeah.
And to experience what they experienced, like even like with Midnight, I mean, it was Momo and crew, the Forest crew, that came onto the scene of Midnight's, probably unrecognizable body, other than like the mask that was on the ground. So I mean, that's obviously sticking with them, and they have to like, obviously they didn't get enough time to mourn because they didn't have time. They had to ensure the safety of Bakugo and Todoroki and the rest of their class.
Yeah,
which is insane, man. It's a really good series, and I think like I wouldn't be surprised if. Like when this becomes animated, this is probably gonna be a hot topic of just like it was just like a little, maybe I don't know if they'll censor any, like not censor, but maybe if they'll will omit stuff because of how heavy this is. And I mean, if you think about it, like if we just take a few seasons back, we're in the like 2 seasons ago, maybe 3 seasons, we're in the freaking, tournament arc.
Yeah.
It's all holly jolly, and then like even like with Stain, still kind of like jolly. But then we got the overhaul arc with, the little girl, Aerie, and now this is just like
Takes it to another
it's getting
level.
dark, man. It's just been a progressively mature undertones of a cruel reality that is with this. I mean, even like Endeavor laying on the hospital bed and Todoroki kind of having some self-reflection and realizations of his Endeavor won't be able to do this. It comes on Toto's shoulders.
Yeah.
He was already like burdened with his father's aspirations for him, and now his father's aspirations are the cause of Toya. And now, because now again, in a different aspect, it's still his father's aspirations that's come to this.
Yeah. And on that too, like Todoroki, he got pretty fucked up in this battle, but I think coming out of it, you see one of the most devastating things is like his realization that he was like almost one step away from becoming like Dabi.
Yeah.
Like he was down that same path, and he's kind of basically he's able to see what his future could have been if there hadn't been a moment of change that had brought him back to where he is now, to the character he's become. But
that's why I mentioned the tournament arc, because that was the battle with Deku.
Yeah.
He was the whole time Todoroki, I should say, would never use his fire side because of his hate for him, and then that was like a moment.
Yeah.
And now we get it here.
So
who is this person in the back here? Is it their mom? Do you think it's his mom?
in the back? Oh, with the hat?
No, we have the sister.
Oh, that's just the hat.
Sister has a hat, then we have the brother, right? But then there's one panel where the sister glances to her left, so obviously her brother's to her right, you know.
Oh yeah.
But there's a shadow, and the hair is obviously I would assume feminine, and even Toto's like, huh? And I'm assuming it's his mom.
Yeah, hasn't his mom not talked to him? Isn't that what?
Yeah, she's been in the hospital.
Doesn't
Mental.
she avoid talking to him because, yeah.
The
I mean, that's
reminder
what
of what Endeavor did.
Yeah, that's what I'd think. I guess we'll find out, but it makes sense with his face, like, huh?
Yeah, and then also this last hit here with Bakugo's, kind of total, I think, exclamation point of his 180 here, where he truly does care care for young Midoriya Deku.
Bum rushing his room, trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If
Deku
you
looks
just that last
fucked up,
panel of Deku, like it shows like what everyone laid out. Like Deku completely broken.
Yeah.
He's still in a coma, or he's not awake at least, and looks like every part of his body is in a cast now.
I'm assuming he's having some inner monologue with all the previous wielders of the One for All.
Yeah, I'm curious with this, if there's gonna be any ramifications where, the school doctor, what's her name?
Oh, the kissy face one?
Is that the old lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, where she said that, like, there wouldn't, one more time or two more times of breaking your body like this, you wouldn't be able to heal. Like, is this? I'm sure this is like there's only one more time, or I can't remember how many times she said like he will be able to go through this process again before.
I wouldn't be hard pressed to imagine that there is some, give or take, like an arm and or a leg that is completely useless in terms of
Power.
Yes, containing power other than just like normal human abilities, and that's where the training of his like full cowling comes into play, of like knowing how to channel this power. And also we constantly have the mechanic girl that, you know, comes in critical moments of Deku's like progression and says, "Oh, I'll make you this," you know. So I'm assuming there might be some hero tech that comes into play here to essentially supplement these unpowered ligaments if it goes down that route.
Yeah, guess we'll find out.
Because it's just like all for one's out, dude. Muscle's back, you know, the big muscle guy. Of course, Deku's gonna have to fight him. Like that's just all that guy's ideology was being the strongest, and Deku beat him, so he's got a vendetta for Deku. I mean, shit, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if Stain shows up somewhere and like Stain somehow like fights against the League of Villains. Because I don't know, you know, who knows? Stain's like the wild card, you know. I wouldn't. That's that kind of trope that happens in shonens.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is crazy. This is they're talking about here, and like these chapters are just like unrelenting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of just insane stuff we've been taking in.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan to.
Tell me this is again for kids, because it ain't.
Yeah. It definitely not. It's not even for grown men.
And I love the callback to this like
Can't even take it.
crazy wizard that they had in like the training arc, where Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki are training with Endeavor, and he tells like Endeavor shining a light beckons the dark and reciprocates our demise. And it's just like, damn, they give me chills.
Yeah.
When they flash back to that. Crazy, man. I need an easy manga to read.
Yeah.
I need a good one, man. I need a good, cheery one. I need to look one up. Because even, like, I'm reading, like, you know, One Punch Man is irregular in terms of when it comes out, but even that's heavy. Freaking Black Clover is phenomenal, but that's heavy, dude. I mean, Black Clover, like...
One Piece.
Oh, you know, I got to talk about... I have to dedicate a single episode to Bleach. But I will not stop saying how good the manga Black Clover is. I'm in that camp, dude. Black Clover is a good series. I will die on that hill. It's a good freaking series, man.
I believe you.
It's a phenomenal series. Getting some total Full Metal Alchemist type vibes. I think I think I need to rewatch a Full Metal because I've been quoting it a lot, and it's online mine quite a bit. But I do need to get into the One Piece, like you mentioned. Inuyasha is still up there for me. I heard a lot of good things about Undead Unluck. Dr. Stone, I'm still reading that. Vigilantes, I'm reading that still. Kaiju number 8, reading that. That one's a good one. But that one comes out new chapter 1, 2, 3, and then like every 4th week is like a break.
Oh, that's cool.
Boruto's heavy. Promised Neverland. Oh, fuck, man, I'm scared to start that because I know that's heavy as fuck. Who knows, man? Shit. Oh, you know what I need to do? You know what I should be reading is
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Way of the House Husband. So I'm not sure if you've heard of that one. It's coming actually announced as an anime on Netflix. That one's I've always seen panels of it, and it's always brought a smile to my face because essentially it's like an ex-Yakuza guy, tough guy, marries like a super successful woman, and I think she's like, you know, businessy type. And I may be wrong here, but that's like the premise of like he essentially becomes like a typical housewife. It's the opposite. He becomes a house husband, and so he's like cooking, and he's like a big old softie essentially. And they have like really, I've just seen like really cute moments of it, and I'm like, that's really cute. I think I should jump on that.
That would be a good palate cleanser.
Yeah, it should be, right?
Yeah.
Other than like the games I'm playing, which are good. Which I jumped on this one called Guardian Tales. A friend got me into it. It's been pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. It plays like an old GBA game, which I really like.
Is it Guardian Tales?
Yeah, it's a mobile one. Like, and they have, I don't know how they're getting away with this. Probably because it's like, you know, based in Korea, but like, they're like directly referencing like 21 Jump Street and Kill la Kill and Full Metal Alchemist and a couple like Legend of Zelda.
Really?
And stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean it's cool for me. Just the crazy thing, dude. So like there's like it plays like an old GBA game, right? You have like the functions of it, but you know how like old GBA games like kind of like puzzles to it? And so there's this one like area in the beginning where you have to like go down this path a certain way, or else it reverts you like a kind of like a lost maze, like total Pokemon-ish, right? And so I was messing with it because there's like the normal path and there's like a secret path. And so I went, okay, I found out, and I was doing it like trial and error, like, okay, let's go up, down. And I like after the second down, I said, wait a minute. So I went up, down, left, right, and it worked. I was like, they fucking used the goddamn Konami code. I'm like, these motherfuckers. So, but you can tell, like, you know, like they got the devs are like passionate about this because like that's some hidden lore there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's pretty great.
What is this? One Piece, Boichi covers Zolo and Mihawk. Did you see this?
No.
I just on Shonen Jump. It's Dr. Stone One Piece. Special one shot.
I think I've seen that before, actually. It's older, right?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah. I haven't read it, but I've seen
Whoa,
it.
dude! Oh, it looks so good. Whoa, dude! Look at Luffy, man. Zoro. Oh man. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Know what you're doing. You guys jumping into...
I'm about to relax here. You make me do something I'm going to regret.
Do it.
Yeah, definitely jump on that since I finished Bleach, though. So, I think that covers it up for this week here. We're just about to push the 130-minute mark. So, covered a lot. And
a lot of ground.
Whew, there'll be more to cover in the coming weeks. Just to keep you guys heads up, there may be some gaps in our uploads here. That just entirely due to IRL circumstances, moving and stuff. So don't want you guys to keep you in the dark and keep you worried, if we don't upload a certain week. I mean, obviously keep you posted with our socials, but just kind of giving you guys that heads up there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This has been another amazing week, and amazing people have come out and talked to us, and we love it. So thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our watchers. We hope to see you next week, and we hope we entertain you guys. And yeah, watch Attack on Titan. Watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Watch it all. Read it all.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Who's winning? Oh shit, the Bucks are winning. Fuck.
Yep. Tom Brady's going to the Super Bowl. It's it's been a depressing day. Attack on Titan, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's worse.
If you play gacha games, hit me up. I probably play the same ones that you do. I also play Final Fantasy 14. So I'm on the MMO grind. I play Genshin Impact. Yeah, let's play some games together. But yeah, thanks so much. I think we'll see you next week. Jordan, you want to close out anything else? Feel free to take the floor here.
Just thanks to everyone who reaches out, who listens, who supports us. We really do appreciate it. Wouldn't be the same without you guys. We'd just be two dudes. I mean, talking to each other, I guess.
We are two dudes talking to each other.
I guess it wouldn't change too much. But it's
somehow we're entertaining.
It's really awesome that people do take the time to listen, There's so much that you can, entertain yourself with and spend your time, like, doing or listening to or whatever, just the fact that you're able to carve out a little bit of time and listen to two idiots just yammering on. It really means a lot to me, and I know to John as well. So
shout out to our Monch Mob,
Monch
Arrow
Mob.
Blast, Lay, Senchitudes, Tony, Juju, and other people I'll remember later. You're not forgotten.
But yeah, love you all.
Peace. We'll see
out.
you next week on Monch Hours Podcast.
Thanks for watching. Till next time on Monch Hours.